Hey, this is Stephen Hill reporting for JustMyPicks.com. I want to do the weekly review for the NFL matchup for this weekend coming up. This is week 2 in the NFL. I want to bring you some matchups, some of my predictions, and some fantasy predictions as well. The first game we're going to be looking at is the Philadelphia Eagles. Coming off a good win versus the St. Louis Rams this week. The defense did pretty well, but at the same time, Mike Vick held up. And the Atlanta Falcons, that's what concerns me. They lost very big to the Chicago Bears, got blown out. The run game didn't get started. Julio Jones in the pass offense didn't get started. That concerns me. So as far as next week's matchup, I'm looking for Philadelphia Eagles to win big, 35-21 over the Atlanta Falcons in the Georgia Dome. Next we have Chicago versus New Orleans. New Orleans came out last week and laid an egg versus the Green Bay Packers. I'm looking forward to the new look Chicago Bears coming out and playing well. Very, very good on defense as usual. The offense was very good. It was cohesive together. And I'm also looking for the Chicago Bears to win this. I think that their defense is going to be the key to this matchup. The New Orleans Saints can't stop anyone on defense. And they lost Marcus Colston last week, their best wide receiver. And so I think that the Chicago Bears will have this one. I'm looking for a high-scoring game for both sides. I'm looking for the Bears to score at least 40 points in this game. As last week showed when they played the Falcons, they can score an offense now. Matt Forte gets that run game going, and Devin Hester has stepped up to become the #1 threat, and Roy Williams the #2. So I'm looking at this as the Bears having 40 points, and the New Orleans Saints having 28 points. The Cleveland Browns face off against the Peyton Manning-less Indianapolis Colts. They got embarrassed last week versus the Texans. It was very, very embarrassing. Without Peyton Manning, they looked like a totally different team. They looked like a one-win team. The Cleveland Browns played a good game but lost to the Cincinnati Bengals last week. And what I'm looking forward to is another loss for the Indianapolis Colts. I don't think that Kerry Collins is a good fit for this team. I think that they should give Curtis Painter a try. Peyton Manning's backup, original backup. For me, the Cleveland Browns came out and showed fight with Peyton Hillis, and they pretty much ran the ball well. They just lost it in the latter parts to the Cincinnati Bengals. Next week, we're also looking for the Kansas City Chiefs to rebound versus the new look Lions. The Detroit Lions came out and played the Tampa Bay Buccaneers very competitively, and they won. It looked like a great matchup from here on out for anybody versus the Detroit Lions. The Lions are no longer the cellar dwellers in the NFC North, and they're really packing a punch on defense. Calvin Johnson, Megatron, is really dominating lately. Next up, we have Green Bay, the hot Green Bay Packers versus the Green Bay Packers, versus the Carolina Panthers. I don't think this ball game is going to be close at all. Green Bay Packers are just too stacked on offense. They're explosive from wide receiver to quarterback to wide receivers to running back. They can run the ball at will, pass the ball at will. They can do whatever they want. Cincinnati versus Denver. Denver, I don't see them going anywhere. I don't see them even making the playoffs, not being a factor. Cincinnati can surprise a lot of people. They can give a lot of people losses because they lost Carson Palmer to retirement. Chad Ochocinco, he's now a Patriot, and T.O. They don't have a lot of playmakers, but all of their playmakers are young. So I'm looking forward to them to getting a couple of easy wins because people don't take them serious. Next week, the Seattle Seahawks versus the Pittsburgh Steelers is a good matchup. I'm looking for Pittsburgh to rebound from the beating that they received from the Baltimore Ravens on today. And pretty much Pittsburgh needs to find their identity in the run game again. They're not a pass team, and that's what they're trying to become, but they're not. And pretty much our last game will be the Houston Texans versus the Miami Dolphins. Houston, they came out and they made a statement on last Sunday, and they really showed that they can beat the Indianapolis Colts, and they're ready to take the AFC title from the Colts. Pretty much my prediction for that game is going to be a very high-scoring game. Once Reggie Bush gets going, it's no telling what will happen. The Dolphins, they don't have a really good team, but they have a solid defense. They have a solid offense. If they can stay healthy and have good quarterback play, they should make for a great game. Wade Phillips has that defense running, attacking on all cylinders. I'm looking forward to Brian Cushing and Mauro Williams and D'Amico Ryans to have a blast, to have a game that career game with lots of sacks and interceptions. And pretty much Miami Dolphins, they're set to challenge the AFC East with the Patriots and the Jets and the Bills. The AFC East looks strong this year, but this is their year to win a Super Bowl. And pretty much I'm predicting a high-scoring game there as well, 35-40, with the Houston Texans coming out on top. This has been a Sports Break with your man Stephen Hill, and this is JustMyPicks.com. Thank you very much.